Warning: the Ninja X show may trigger the social justice warriors, incels, the Me Too movement, menonazis, feminazis and other extremist groups. Viewer discretion is advised.
This video is brought to you by SchoolTrashers.com, educating people with the truth by trashing indoctrination and extremist views since 2005.
So I am right and I am real. I know exactly how it feels. I will win. I won't stop until I get there. I will win.
This video is brought to you by SJW Tears, the most delicious tears you'll ever drink.
Welcome to the Ninja X Show. Today's topic, my reaction to Xanderhal's Arielle Scarcella's transphobic video. So recently, Pig Puncher changed his name to Xanderhal. Not sure if that's his real name or if there's some leftist cult meaning to it. Either way, it sounds stupid as hell. So anyways, Xanderhal seems to be the type of self-hating, regressive leftist that lacks common sense. He'll call anyone transphobic, sexist, or racist if you don't align with his far-left views 100%. He is literally beta male NPC, and it shows. He is what I call a social justice Nazi. So without further ado, I'm going to react to each dumb comment he makes.
I used to be under the impression that Arielle Scarcella was used to be sort of a progressive leaning YouTuber that made videos that were about being gay because she's a lesbian, but apparently her right-wing transphobic reactionary grift.
There it is. 15 seconds in, and already he starts falsely accusing her of being transphobic simply because she does not want to date trans women. Let's continue.
New to her her recent "I'm leaving the progressive left," which makes it even more obvious that she's a complete grifter because she was never part of the progressive left. She just decided to make a video so that she could get invited onto on Dave Rubin's show.
False. She was never a part of the regressive left. She's progressive, but she's not an idiot. The regressive leftists are trying to force an ideology that most Americans don't agree with. For example, Riley Dennis is trying to guilt trip men into dating her by calling them transphobic if they don't. No one should be called transphobic for refusing to date a trans woman, especially since trans women cannot get pregnant. That's just a fact that you cannot deny. Anyways, let's continue.
If you don't know who I'm talking about here, we can actually go to her channel right now. She's blowing up recently because of this video. Here, let's check it out. So it's called "I'm a Lesbian Woman and I'm Leaving the Insane Progressive Left." So this video fucking blew up. 293,000 views. Holy shit.
He sounds pissy with the way he used those cuss words, all because she gained popularity for speaking against the insane, regressive left. I'm proud of her for speaking up, because we cannot allow these social justice Nazis to try to control us. We must maintain our freedom, and to do that, we must speak against their insane ideology.
Right next to "Porn Star Teaches Lesbian How to Squirt on Command" featuring Redhead Redemption, which is honestly, Redhead Redemption might be the best porn name I've ever heard in my life.
Well, that explains a lot. This dude literally loves porn. Aren't the regressive left supposed to be against porn because it degrades and sexualizes women? Aren't they against the idea of seeing women as sex objects? Apparently not, because even someone like John Leguizamo sees women as sex objects. by calling Tulsi Gabbard a Barbie doll. There was even a leftist Twitter user who I debated against who referred to Tulsi Gabbard as a pinup model. That's how hypocritical and ridiculous the regressive left are. They have no problem seeing women as sex objects, yet call you a sexist misogynist if you happen to be conservative, or if you happen to be a liberal who is either a moderate or a centrist. They'll call you an alt-right Nazi sexist misogynist. How can anyone be an alt-right Nazi if they happen to be a liberal? I guess you're not progressive enough if you're anyone to the right of Bernie Sanders. So it would not matter if you support the LGBT community or posting a video of lesbians kissing in front of Bible thumpers. They'll still call you an alt-right Nazi if you disagree with any of their regressive views.
I think all of our lives have been significantly improved by having heard that is a porn name. But regardless, she's never been a part of the progressive left.
There he goes again, blatantly lying about her not being a part of the progressive left. What he really means is that she's not a part of the regressive left. Because if you're a real progressive, you don't force your ideology onto others. You don't demonize or stereotype an entire race, gender, religion, or sexual orientation. The regressive left tries to force people into thinking their way, or risk being called a bigot if you don't. They demonize straight white males and Christians, yet they see nothing wrong with discriminating against them because they are not gay, black, women, or Jew. I think discrimination of any kind is bigotry. A real progressive rejects discrimination. Anyone with common sense would know that, but the regressive leftists are idiotic and hypocritical.
The insane progressive left, for that matter, in her entire life. So the idea that she's a lesbian woman leaving, this is just baiting. This is baiting for
He calls it baiting. Wow, it's like he can't fathom the idea that someone of the progressive left leaves the insane left. So he resorts to calling her a fake progressive. It reminds me of the juggalos I debated against, because they tend to call any juggalo who is a sex predator or a murderer a fake, despite the fact that they call themselves a juggalo and wear hatchet gear. It's absolutely ridiculous. This is a perfect example of the no true Scotsman fallacy.
like reactionary outlets to pick her up and sponsor her, because they love to do this. You know, the she's an ex-porn star. Wait, Arielle Scarcella is? I don't know about that. She might be. I don't know. She's never been a part of the insane progressive left, at least not in the time she's been doing the content I've seen of her do on YouTube. But she has been reached out to by Dave Rubin. Yeah. So she has been reached out to by Dave Rubin.
Wait, what did he mean by she was never a part of the insane progressive left? Did Xanderhal admit he's an insane leftist? That's what it sounded like to me. You would have to be insane to be a part of the regressive left. If you take a look at their ideology, a lot of it don't make any sense. Their extremist views comes off as hypocritical, manipulative, dishonest, and intolerant. Their ideology lacks any common sense or truth, hence why they are quick to call anyone racist, sexist, homophobic, or transphobic, and then they block you on Twitter. The regressive left does not like debates. They can't be reasoned with, and they can't debate worth a damn, which is why they'll block you before you even get a chance to respond back.
And she will be going on a show, and I have no doubt that she'll probably be having a few speaking segments on PragerU, possibly her own show on the Blaze TV, something like that. I have no doubt we're going to see a lot of that kind of shit happening soon, because these groups, they love getting like members of marginalized groups and like having them say things that are like right wing and like contrary to the best interests, and just selling out.
So because someone leaves the Democratic Party for whatever reason and goes on to talk on a conservative YouTube channel is somehow selling out? You know how stupid that sounds. That's like saying Tulsi Gabbard, Andrew Yang, or Bernie Sanders are sellouts because they are all anti-establishment and they all appeared on Fox News, a conservative news channel, by the way.
For the right, and then platforming that. They love it. There's such a big grift there. I could literally, dude, I could be really well off if I was like a black guy who was just doing racist shit, right? Like just doing shit, just shitting on black people, right? I could do really well if I was a gay guy doing what Arielle Scarcella does, like shitting on the LGBT community. There is such a fucking market out there for it. I don't know why.
Once again, he lies, and it shows. None of the black conservatives I've seen had ever said anything racist. Then he goes on to slander Arielle Scarcella by saying that she shitted on the LGBT community, which is completely false. But like the dumb, regressive leftist he is, he will call anyone a bigot if they don't align with his far-left extremist views.
I guess it would be similar to when I was a reactionary, and I really liked it when women told me that feminists were crazy and were trying to like attack me for being a man. That was actually something that I really enjoyed when I was a reactionary like teenager. I really liked it when women told me feminism was out to get me for being a man. So maybe it's something like that. I'm not 100% sure, but this video is very short.
Here's the difference between rational feminists and the radical feminists who I refer to as feminazis. A rational feminist wants to be treated as an equal. She does not demonize or stereotype men. A feminazi wants to be superior. She thinks masculinity is toxic. She wants you to be a feminized beta male cuck. She hates and bashes men by demonizing and stereotyping them. Which feminist would you prefer? I don't know about you, but I prefer a rational feminist over an extremist, man-hating, radical feminazi.
I want to see. We're gonna discuss this. It's a bit of an older one. Why I'm transphobic. All right, let's do it.
I've been told I'm transphobic because I like boobs and vaginas and not penises.
Do you want to... I'm going to take a wild guess and say that's not true. I'm going to guess and...
Xanderhal clearly has a bias, and it really shows. He thinks her claim is not true, but the reality is that there are plenty of examples of this kind of thing happening. For example, there's a biological man who claims to be a trans woman, despite having a beard and a penis. He's not even attempting to look or dress like a woman, nor does he have any plans to have a gender change operation. This is why many people disagree with gender identity, because it is often seen as deceiving. For example, they could call an apple a lemon, but it's still an apple anyways. He did this to score a relationship with a lesbian by guilt-tripping her into thinking she would be transphobic if she doesn't. But it's obvious that the regressive left are anti-women by forcing them to do things they don't want to do. They're also trying to control them. A real progressive has no interest in forcing or controlling women to do anything they don't want to do. I'm an example of a real progressive. I would never guilt trip a woman to be in a relationship with me by calling her racist if she does not. And I happen to be Latino. Women have a right to choose, but apparently regressive leftists like Xanderhal does not want women to have that right. By the way, here's some examples of how irrational the far left is by trying to force us to submit to their point of view.
Say that's not true.
Date is not up for debate. Let's take away all notions that penises are a male body part. Whether you disagree or agree with that, doesn't matter. We're even
Well, they aren't. I do apologize. However, the data shows that the scientific community views biological sex as a bimodal distribution, a spectrum. So a penis would be more on the male side or the masculine side of said spectrum, but when the person who has the penis is also like looks like Blair White, for example, you know, big booby, big ass, smooth skin. Listen, I hate Blair White, but you can't argue she isn't on the feminine side of the sex spectrum, right?
Xanderhal hates Blair White? Gee, I wonder why that is. Oh, I know, because she's a conservative and she speaks the truth. By the way, isn't hate a form of bigotry? Wouldn't that make Xanderhal a bigot? Wouldn't it also make Xanderhal transphobic for hating Blair White? Also, a penis is exclusively male genitalia, so I don't know why he's rambling on about it being on some kind of spectrum when clearly people are either born male or female. Although, in some rare cases, there are people who are born with both male and female genitalia. The only way you could change your gender is by having an operation, although trans men will still have vaginas and can still get pregnant, while trans women will not have a penis after the operation. They also cannot get pregnant because they don't have the ovaries to produce a baby.
When you look at her, I find it hard to believe that biologically speaking, someone would look at her and say, "Ah, yes, you are a male." I don't know. It's a bit more complicated than that, but she says it's irrelevant, so we'll see. Oh fuck, 10 viewers away from 400. You guys are holding me to it, huh? 6 videos today, huh? Fuck.
I'm gonna take away the definition of lesbian. Some people define it as a female being attracted to other females, and some people say it's women who are attracted to other people that identify as women. X or lesbian.
Well, that's what it is. It's women attracted to women. Regardless, you can be attracted to women who have vaginas if you're a lesbian. That could be your criteria, I suppose.
That out, let's just go with the word attraction. A big part of attraction is looks. People personally might think I'm ugly because I have a big nose or small boobs or because I'm short. That is okay. Body parts is what people are attracted to in the physical sense. Can we also be emotionally, mentally, and spiritually attracted to somebody? Yes. Do I believe that trans women are real women? Yes. Can I be attracted to a trans woman?
That's fucking surprising. I mean, she did the quotes there saying real women and then said yes. I mean, that's actually okay. Hey, I didn't expect that. She said she thinks trans women are real women, so I can respect that. Is this just going to be her saying, yeah, but I'm not attracted to penises, so I'm transphobic, or people would call me transphobic? Because that's not the case at all.
Actually, that is the case, as I've shown earlier with pics proving that the far left will call you transphobic for refusing to date them because of their genitals, which is like calling me homophobic because I happen to only date women. I have a hot lesbian friend who only dates women. I developed a good friendship with her because when she first added me as a friend, she asked me not to flirt with her because she's only attracted to women, which I was okay with because I would never want to make her feel uncomfortable. I've always shown her that respect. I think it's disrespectful to try to force a lesbian to date you by guilt-tripping her with the threat of calling her a bigot if she does not because of your race or gender.
If you're like any sexuality and you're only let's say you're a straight guy and you're only attracted to women, you can just be attracted to women with vaginas. That doesn't make you transphobic. I mean, I don't think I'm transphobic. I'm only attracted to women with vaginas. Actually, no, when I say attracted, I should say I'm only sexually interested to women with vaginas. There are a lot of women with penises that I find attractive. ContraPoints is attractive. I mean, fuck. I don't think that makes me gay. It definitely doesn't make me gay. And I don't know if I'd have sex with her, but I don't think it makes me transphobic for not wanting to have sex with ContraPoints.
Actually, that makes you a pansexual or bicurious, Mr. Xanderhal, because you're attracted to women, trans women, or in your case, biological men who dress up like and identify as women. The fact that you say you don't know if you could date a trans proves you're bicurious or pansexual. Being gay would mean you're only attracted to biological men. Also, women don't have penises. I think you're thinking of drag queens who haven't had surgery to remove their male genitalia, but they still prefer to be referred to as women while in drag. Either way, there's a huge difference between men and women that you can't deny. Women can get pregnant. Men cannot.
Simple as that, you know? I just don't like having penises involved with when I'm having sex, and I'm not into anal, so I don't know how that would work, but I don't think it makes me transphobic, and I don't think most progressive people would say that.
Yet earlier you called Arielle Scarcella transphobic for not wanting to date trans women who still have male genitalia. Oh, but suddenly you claim not to be a bigot for only wanting to date biological women. How hypocritical and stupid are you?
ContraPoints has fem PP? Yeah, she does. The mouthfeel. Yeah. Listen, guys, I know you want me to experience the mouthfeel, but I just can't do it, okay?
Woman who is pre-op on hormones? Yes, because when a trans woman goes on hormones, they tend to have more feminine secondary sex characteristics.
Hold up, what kind of insane shit is this? Did you see what was written on Xanderhal's chat? Someone wrote the feminine penis. What kind of bullshit is that? There is nothing feminine about a penis. The ignorance of the far left clearly shows.
Should I then be forced to accept having sex with a partner that has a penis because I'm attracted to her over?
You shouldn't be forced to have sex with anybody. No one is saying that you have to have sex with anybody. Nobody. Nobody is saying this.
Wrong again, Xanderhal. Riley Dennis and those pics I showed earlier proves that they are trying to force us to have sex with them, regardless of gender and sexual preference, or risk being labeled a bigot by people like you or Riley Dennis. Do not try to lie to us that the far left aren't trying to guilt trip us into having sex with them.
Overall. No, primary sex characteristics, vaginas and penises, are important to many people. Not all people, but some people. And both are okay. Can the physical, mental, and emotional types of women vary? Yes. If a lesbian does not want to date or fuck me, does that invalidate me being a woman? No. And the same goes for any...
This actually isn't as bad as I expected it to be, which makes me wonder how she got to the point that she is today, where she's doing her like, grifty, oh, I'm leaving the left. All right. Hey, PragerU. Hey, Blaze TV. Where's my show? You know, that's interesting how we got to here. This actually isn't as bad as I expected it to be. For real.
Xanderhal continues to call her a sellout by name-dropping all the conservative YouTube channels and also calling her a grifter. It really shows how stupid, brainwashed, and far left Xanderhal is.
transgender person. If someone does not want to fuck you, it does not invalidate your identity. Nobody, and I repeat, nobody should be coerced.
Okay, so there's a distinction to make here, right? So I'm gonna take off the headphones so I can hear myself. So, all right, give it a second. I'm waiting for it. We're halfway through the video, so we'll see. But let's say someone says that they don't want to date black people. So this can be interpreted different ways, and you can say this in two different ways, right? You could say, and I'm using black people as an example because generally this is more accepted than trans people, right? You know, most people don't hate black people, but I would say most people are transphobic. So let's say someone says they don't want to date black people. It could be because the features that they're attracted to, let's say that this particular person is very attracted to very pale women with like red hair. Okay.
He's using black people as an example. I detect a bit of racism here. Shouldn't he say people of color? I think he is definitely projecting how he really feels, especially since he seems to be attracted to white women with red hair, although he doesn't straight up say it. But you can tell that these leftists think of black people as inferior or lesser due to their internalized racism against blacks. For example, a lot of white leftists think black people can't vote because of voter ID laws. But if you see this video of Amy Horowitz of Fox News, you would see how white liberals really view black voters. I'll leave a link to that video in the description below.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I guess it would make sense. There aren't a lot of black people who have like really pale skin and red hair, so I guess that kind of is justified. But if you say you don't want to date black people because they're black, that's a bit yikesy.
Actually, Mr. Neanderthal, there are black women who won't date black men. Does that make her racist? Of course not, because she's black. Oh, but you'll throw a fit and call racism when Farrah Abraham says she's not into dating black men. Because she says it's a Kardashian thing. She goes on to say that there's a lot of attractive black men, but the far left will call her a racist because she's white. Just because she's not into dating them does not make her racist. She just has a preference, and it's her choice. Here's the part where the far left truly show their misogyny and racism. Because you see, they attacked Tamara Mari's interracial relationship with a white man. She was called a white man's whore by the far left because according to them, a black woman dating a white man makes her a whore. They even called Prince Harry a cuck for having an interracial baby with Meghan Markle, who is a mixed-race woman with some black in her, which clearly shows racism is a white leftist thing.
Translates over to the trans discussion, right? So like Ashley Coffin, yeah, if you're Ashby Coffin is like that, right? If you're attracted to women who look like Peter Coffin's wife, like if you're attracted to, I mean, you all know what Peter Coffin's wife looks like, so if you're attracted to women that look like Peter Coffin's wife and that's your thing, you might not be as attracted to like a black woman, and that's fine. It doesn't make you racist. But if you wouldn't date them because they're black, like because they're black, that's probably a little bit racist. And that transfers over to the trans topic as well, right? If you're attracted specifically to women with vaginas, okay, yeah, all right, yeah, oh, sure, that's fine. Doesn't make you transphobic. If you're not attracted to women with penises, that's fine. But if you're not attracted to them and you refuse to date them because they're trans, that's when it gets transphobic.
So he tries to compare racism to transphobia, which is something white leftists are known for, trying to guilt people into thinking they're racist or transphobic for not wanting to date a certain group of people. Would you call a black guy racist if he only dates black women? Of course not, because he's black. if people don't want to date outside their race, you can't force them to. That doesn't necessarily make them racist. Now, if a white guy hates blacks and says the N-word, then yeah, he's racist. But you cannot force someone to date outside their race. Just like you cannot force someone to date someone who's trans. For example, I will not date a trans woman because I'm not a pansexual. I only date biological women. Plus, there's another reason why people do not date trans women. If you want to have a baby someday, you can only do that with a biological woman. You cannot do that with a trans woman due to a lack of ovaries. If you're a gay man, you would not date a trans man because he lacks a penis, since gay men love anal sex. Or how about this? What if a Christian man refuses to date an atheist woman because she is an atheist? Does that make him a bigot? Of course not. It's a dating preference. Here's another example. I will not date a woman who says she is woke. Does that make me a bigot? Of course not, because I would only be dating a level-headed woman, not an insane, far-left, man-hating woman who refuses to shave her armpits and smells really bad. You can go ahead and date a woke woman, but I won't. So don't complain to me if she starts falsely accusing you of rape, even though she said yes to consenting to having sex with you. Woke women are that damn crazy. It's a very important distinction to take notice of, which is why dating preferences are important.
That's the distinction that needs to be made here. We're really fluctuating around 380 right now. We're so close to 400. Are vaginas praxis? Yes, they are. But so are penises.
So what is a praxis? Apparently, the insane left thinks that penises and vaginas are a practice of art, science, or skill. How dumb are these virgins?
Oh wait, we're at 390. Oh fuck, we're 10 away, chat. We're so close to me having to do 6 videos today.
Into having sex with anybody. It is our individual choice and prerogative who we want to date or fuck, regardless of sexual or any type of attraction to them.
Absolutely.
Dating naturally is discriminatory. You are not entitled to sex. Guilt tripping someone into wanting to date or fuck you is manic and manipulative. If I was straight and thought some dude was fucking hot, does that mean that he has to expect sex with me? Does that give him the right for him to force it upon me? No. I do think overall it's...
I think she's arguing in favor of trans women not being lesbians, I think. I don't think this video is as bad, I don't think this video is as bad as what I was expecting.
He seems to be fumbling as he explains how he feels about her. Maybe because he is struggling to agree with her common sense point of view. He does not want to appear to agree with her on some level. This is what the far left often do to avoid looking like they side or agree with somebody who they think is a bigot, which is not surprising after all. Did you see how upset Nancy Pelosi was after Trump's State of the Union? I mean, damn, how far left do you have to be to not agree with a black girl getting a scholarship? Pretty fucking pathetic to get pissed off at Trump for doing the right thing.
Ian has always dreamed of going to space. He was the first in his class and among the youngest at an aviation academy. Charles is one of the last surviving Tuskegee Airmen, the first black fighter pilots, and he also happens to be Ian's great-grandfather. Rush Limbaugh, who just received a stage 4 advanced cancer diagnosis.
The President Trump telling a little girl that she's going to get a scholarship, that was a lovely moment.
I am thrilled to inform you that your husband is back from deployment. He is here with us tonight, and we couldn't keep him waiting any longer.
I think the last 24 hours have been a big wake-up call for Democrats.
Why did you rip the speech up, Madam Speaker?
Because it was the courteous thing to do.
which is interesting. It is a little yikesy because I feel like she's sort of dog whistling a bit of transphobia here, but like from what I'm seeing directly, it's not as bad as I expected, which is interesting why she named this video that. I guess Arielle Scarcella didn't used to be as bad as she is now.
He continues to falsely accuse her of being transphobic just because she will not date a biological man who identifies as a woman who has a penis. He also calls her being bad because she says something that offends him. He thinks that she is transphobic. He also thinks she's a sellout for talking to conservatives. If anybody is bad, it's this white misogynist leftist.
Super important to note that I rarely get any shit from actual trans women, which is super interesting. Maybe because they are actual women, they don't feel as entitled. I'm gonna get shit for saying this, but I'm also gonna get shit for posting this video, so I'm just gonna go with it. Trans men and most other genders, apparently, in my experience, tend to be way more aggressive in telling lesbians how they should define their sexuality and how to feel in their attractions, and it's not okay, and I'm sick of your shit, and I'm calling you out. For those of you who
Okay, here's where it is. So apparently there's an epidemic of trans women that are attacking cis lesbians for not being attracted to trans women. So I guess I can understand if you're a trans woman and you're a lesbian and a lot of cis lesbians that you're interested in refuse to date you, but a lot of gay guys will date you. That can probably feel really invalidating.
I don't think you understand at all, Neanderthal. You're the only one invalidating Arielle Scarcella's argument, since she is a lesbian who is against dating biological men who identify themselves as women. You've blatantly dismissed her valid reason by calling her a liar about her claim that biological men who identify as women are trying to guilt trip her into dating him.
Like, I will admit, like, sure, like, no, you aren't owed sexual attraction, you aren't owed sex, you aren't owed a relationship, obviously. I would never make that case. But I could definitely understand the perspective of, like, a trans woman, for example, who feels invalidated by cis lesbians not being attracted to them. Doesn't mean they're entitled, but I can understand their perspective. Aw, dang, I had to run out and get food, so I missed the start of the Ariella bullshit. It's not. We're just getting into the yikesy shit, Alexander, but it's just now getting a little yikes.
I wonder if you would consider it yikes if a gay man tries to guilt trip you into having a relationship with him, or risk being called homophobic if you don't. Or how about if a biological man who identifies himself as a woman tries to guilt trip you into having a relationship with him? Do you not know anything about boundaries or preferences? Or do you just blindly call anyone a bigot because you refuse to see their point of view? I think you have some severe mental issues, Mr. Xanderhal, because of your mental gymnastics.
I have absolutely no idea what's going on in this video. You can go and check my Twitter mentions over the last 2-3 days. I will have some of them on screen right now. Also look for a video on Saturday with my friends Ebony and Denise. They are having twin boys.
Oh yeah, she's shilling now. Yeah, I don't know. This actually
isn't shilling an alt-right term. Doesn't 4chan posters use that term a lot? This just proves my theory that 4chan is a SJW psyop, which I already did a video of.
Actually isn't as bad. So this makes me wonder, how did Arielle Scarcella, how did she get...
A little bit.
How did she get here to this video, the I'm a lesbian woman and I'm leaving the insane left? Was it just purely over the last, like, year she's just gotten way more reactionary? Or is it money? Yeah, Lonnie, you're probably right. It's probably money, yeah.
He makes a false claim with no evidence that she made that video for money. It can't possibly be because she's against the insane left or their warped point of views, right? Just like how they falsely claim that Candace Owens is an actress or a white supremacist. Simply because they can't accept the idea of a black woman, a former liberal, voting Republican. They also call Ben Shapiro a Nazi, even though he is a Jew. Jews are against Nazis. But since he's a Republican, they automatically call him a Nazi. That's how stupid and brainwashed the far left are. They refuse to accept reality. Hell, my voting record will show that I voted for Al Gore, Obama, and Jill Stein. I happen to be a centrist liberal independent voter. I also criticize Trump in past videos. I can admit I used to have TDS because I was anti-Trump. But now I am seriously considering voting for Trump, mainly because Biden is corrupt, Bernie is too far left, and the DNC is corrupt, since they screwed over Yang and Tulsi due to them being anti-establishment. I'm against Hillary Clinton. I have a reason to believe that Bernie is an establishment candidate pretending to be anti-establishment to gain votes, mainly because of what he said recently about Joe Biden, willing to endorse Biden if he's the nominee. Joe Biden is a corrupt politician. Just look at his scandal with Ukraine. He's also friends with Elizabeth Warren, another corrupt Democrat who is in the back pocket of Hillary Clinton. In fact, back in 2016, she waited to endorse Hillary until after she won the nomination. She could not endorse her friend Bernie. She's still playing the same waiting game now, not willing to endorse Bernie right away, likely waiting on Biden to win the nomination because she does not want to appear to be an establishment politician, even though it's quite obvious that she is, nor does she want to make Hillary Clinton angry if she endorses Bernie instead. Also, Bernie claims to be good friends with Biden. Anyways, Mr. Xanderhal would likely call me a liar and falsely accuse me of being alt-right, despite the fact that I've made videos criticizing the alt-right, as well as having on my Twitter profile that I am anti-KKK, anti-Nazi, and anti-alt-right. Because, according to his insane extremist point of view, you cannot be a real liberal if you're against the insane ideas of the far left.
Yeah, what do you say, chat? One, if you think it's money. Two, if she's just been slowly getting more reactionary and she's genuine in her belief in this video. I actually want to see the vote here. You made a response video to her like 2 years ago? I might check that out, Alexander, after the stream. Okay, a lot of people think it's the money. Yeah, I think it might be a little bit of both, but money is definitely a big one. The way that she names it, too, for the SEO, and how she's, like, reached out and been, like, and it's going on Dave Rubin's show, and it's probably going to end up, on, like, the Blaze TV getting her own show and shit. It's unfortunate, because she didn't used to be this bad. She had some yikes takes, but she didn't used to be this bad. It's unfortunate. It's a shame.
He thinks that anyone who speaks against the far-left extremists is a reactionary. Well, if that's the case, where's my money? Where are those conservative YouTube channels offering me to appear on their videos? Mr. Xanderhal, I don't think you want to accept the reality that some liberals reject far-left ideas. You only see things your way. You don't see things from other people's point of view, mainly because you're intolerant of opposing views. I noticed that in your other videos. You're quick to call anyone racist, sexist, misogynistic, homophobic, or transphobic. You'll call anyone a Nazi, a true scum, or any other label you can think of because the far left, like you, will slander, lie, make false accusations, false assumptions, as well as making up bullshit reasons as to why you think this. At least I can present a rational argument, back them up with facts, and shut you down with evidence. So go ahead, make all these ridiculous claims, but at the end of the day, you're just a liar, which is what the far left are known for. With that being said, I think Xanderhal, aka Pig Puncher, needs a reality check, because it is quite clear to me he lives in a fantasy world. That's all I have to say. Don't forget to share this video. Tune in next time for more truth, logic, and common sense. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time.